Hello guys, MyMan672 here. Today I will be showing you my closest battle ever. I already posted a video on this, but I had an even closer battle. I want to show you something first. So, check out the silver chest that's about to fall. It has no arena like it's supposed to. I've done this before by exiting out of a battle before it's over and still winning. And I think that's how I did it, but I'm not sure. But I think it's really neat, and I wanted to show you guys it. So let's get on to a battle. Okay, so these first couple battles I'm going to show you, they actually aren't my closest battles ever, but they are really close, and I wanted to show you a couple close ones before I get to my actual closest battle ever. By the way, all these videos are going to be replays because I don't know if it's going to be my closest battle before I start one in real time, so I'm just going to show you the replays of them. So I, in this battle, placed down the Inferno Tower, and then I kind of just wait for him to place anything, and he doesn't do so, so I just save back up, and I place Fire Spirits and Goblin Gang to just start a small push to see if he is there, and he obviously is, because he places a Fireball. So next, I place the Mortar and the Electro Wizard, which is, my biggest quote-unquote push in my deck, and I know a lot of people don't use the mortar, but it works for me, and it's caused all of these close battles, so I don't know if that's something that people enjoy, but I do enjoy winning close battles, so yeah. So he sends in Elite Barbs and a Hog. He took out my mortar and my Inferno Tower. I placed the Bandit to try and take out the Hog, but also hit the tower, and he places another Hog, which shows me he had a mirror at this point, and so, but the Bandit still took out the Hog with the help of the Goblin Gang. But then they placed a Skeleton Army, so we were pretty much even there, and so then I just place another Mortar, because I want to get some health gone from their tower. And they don't have anything but a Fireball at that point. So they Fireballed my Mortar and my Electro Wizard, and it's pretty effective. So, now I'm going to just wait around to save up Elixir, and I see he places an Elixir Pump, so I do the same. And then I placed down my Fire Spirits, Goblin Gang, and Bandit to counter the Elite Barbarians. And after that, then they send in another wave of Elite Barbarians, which I counter with the Bandit, Electro Wizard, and Log. But I didn't counter very well because my tower's only down to 197 health because I'm a Hog Rider. So I try to take out the Hog Rider, and the Mortar pretty much takes out the Skeleton Army, but then he sends another one, and I send the Log in there. Here's where his big mistake was. He fireballed my Mortar instead of my tower, which caused him to lose because the Bandit up there and the Mortar took out his tower, and it was in overtime, so I would have barely missed a tie if he had fireballed my tower, so that battle was really close. Okay, moving on to the next battle. So this battle just starts like any other. I try to save up to 10 elixir, and seemingly so does he. And I kind of get distracted at this point and don't pay attention to him placing down anything. But he places down a Bomber and a Wizard, and I don't do anything about it. But then I pay back attention to the game, and I place down an Inferno Tower to take out them both. But he places a Minion Horde, so I place the Fire Spirits. But that weakened the Inferno Tower, so it wouldn't take out the Wizard. But I place the Mortar just over on the right side, but he places the Elite Barbs on the left side, which pretty much takes out my tower for the, gets really close, as you can see. So I place down the Electro Wizard to counter his bomber, and he places a wizard to counter my E-Wiz. So to take out his wizard, I place the bandit, and then I wait till they place down the Goblin Gang, and then I place the log. So at this point, I'm just saving up until I get enough to have a mortar and something to go with it in case I need to counter anything. And he places the mini horde to counter that, so I place the fire spirits, but it's too late. The mortar's already gone, but not before I can get one more shot in. So now we're pretty, well, not pretty much even, but we're almost even. It's 500 health to 100 health, about, you know. And so then I send in the bandit, and he sends in the Goblin Gang, so I log it. And so here's where his big mistake was again. I place a mortar. They've only got 161 health tower because they're thinking I can take out the other tower easy with my fireball, which they can. But their big mistake was not doing the fireball earlier, because then they placed the golem, which gave me time to cycle around to the log, and at this point it seems like they got disconnected in the last few seconds, and then they rushed at the very end to place the fireball, but it was too late. And so that's my second closest battle. So it turns out that my closest battle was actually a clan battle, so this battle was for me and my clanmate Jason. So they start out giving a crying emoji, and I just wait. But Jason places a Goblin Barrel, and I place the Inferno Tower to counter the skeleton, or counter the giant. He places skeletons as well. By the way, sorry if I miss stuff. There is so much going on in a clan battle, but I won't miss the very important parts. So on the left, we've got Baby Dragon just took out the witch, and then on the on the right, and then on the left, we're taking out Golemites. So after that, we send in a big push to the left, and they counter that with a minion horde fireball, but they don't counter it very well because Jason's able to get a Goblin Barrel in, which takes out the tower pretty hard. So then he sends a Hog Rider, and we counter that with Inferno Tower Skeletons. So I just do a really tiny push, but it fails. But they place a zap and an arrow, so they just wasted their cards. And so one's mad and one's crying. So, and I laugh. So then I place a mortar, and he places a baby dragon. And the mortar's getting enough shots off to get the tower down. Almost doesn't, but it does. Then we have to counter the royal giant, which we end up countering with the arrows after the Electro Wizard and the baby dragon took its health down. And then we took out the wizard with the Goblin Gang and the tower. So then after that, he places a lumberjack and giant to go for the other tower, and he places a double rage, which I find funny because that doesn't do anything versus a single rage. That's why I laughed. But he ends up taking out my tower. Almost. He gets it down to 256 health, but then he fireballs it, and then it's in zapping range, or it can be zapped to kill it. So that's basically over there. But so then he tries to counter my mortar, and he does pretty well. So we only have 400 health left, or on their tower, they only have 400 health left. So then they send in a Hog Rider and a giant and lumberjack, and then they clone it, and then we are able to take all that out, but then they place the Goblin Barrel, and I'm like, oh no, this is over. And then after that's all over, my tower is at 1 health, and I send in the bandit
before they can arrow and win the game. So that was my closest battle ever. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Mario Man 672 out.